Hello, Schmoville, and welcome an esteemed panel of bookworms to the movie review, the spoiler review of the Meg, the giant shark movie that maybe will take the world by storm. We don't really know that because the movie just came out, but we do know that we all have seen it. Yep. Two of us here on this stage have read the book, and I'm the one that didn't. I didn't read the book, and I hear it's a good listen. Yes. / actual page turner.
It's a page turner.
The movie itself disappointed me. We're going to get into all the things that we liked, that we didn't like about it. And yes, we will be spoiling the movie. So if you haven't seen the movie, you're still allowed to watch this review, by the way. And maybe not everybody wants to go see the Meg, so you don't have to watch them and then you can see this. We're going to talk about the ending. So if you want to know about the Meg and all its glory, this is going to be the review for you. So Wendy, I know that you read the book. Yep. Can you just give me like your kind of opening salvo as to how this movie, rated PG-13, compares to the book, which I hear is very bloody and gory?
Oh, the book is definitely, I wouldn't say rated R, but like it's definitely bloodier. There's a lot more twists and turns. There's like human conditions as far as like when you put a giant shark into the world, then there's people with different intentions that they want, you know, with the sharks. So you have like the good guys like Jonas, who wants to do things right, and he's a scientist and a former Navy SEAL diver. And you have the people who are like, let's save the shark, let's kill the shark, let's use it to experiment, let's make money off of it. So the book versus the movie, like the movie is like PG compared to the book. The book is bloodier. It makes you not want to go in the water, where the movie, it didn't really give me any sort of that like scary feeling where I'm like, I don't feel like I can step back into the ocean.
Yeah, that was one of the things with me with this movie too, is that throughout the movie, and the shark eventually comes from the depths of like subterranean, and for an hour into this movie, I was buying all the science I saw. I like that there's this layer that's never been penetrated by man, and there's this theory that there's more marine life and water underneath that like icy foam stuff. Yeah. And then they're able to penetrate it, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I want to see all the wildlife in there, and I can believe that a Megalodon could exist in those conditions.
Carcharodon Megalodon.
Yeah.
And can I just say, the Mariana Trench, the way they shot it, or they digitally placed it, whatever it's called, versus the book, like it's actually exactly how I imagined, with like the black smokers and things like that. I was like, that looks on point. And I like that was at the beginning of the movie. So I was like, for me, that really set the tone. I was like, well, somebody read the book, they got it. And I know the author had a lot to do with like the screenplay.
The screenplay.
Yeah, the
Steve
screenplay.
Allen. Yeah.
Steve Elton.
Steve Elton, that's right. Steve Allen. Steve Allen is a sports guy, right, Mark?
Steve Allen is a legendary comedian.
I have no idea.
As well. So you, as far as I know, were a big fan of the novel.
Yes, I was.
And not so much the movie. Where did the movie go wrong in your eyes? For about an hour, I was really locked into it. I felt like it was taking itself seriously enough. When did the movie start to go off the rails for you? What part?
Oh, that's a good question. It was towards the beginning because.
Wow.
Never had a shot with you, did it?
No, it didn't. You know, I really can't help but bring up the two movies and two books that are very similar. In fact, Steve Alton like kind of looked at this and went, "This is Jurassic Shark." The book opens up with literally the Meg eating a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it sets the stage right there. You're like, awesome. The science in the book is fascinating. It reminded me of Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was able to kind of pull some of that science, make it accessible, make it fit perfectly into the movie.
And we believed it.
And we believed it. And that's where it lost it for me. To your point, Wendy, when we get to the Mariana Trench, it looked great. The effects looked fine, but I was bored. I was like, it's dragging. It's taking its time to get there. It was like something like 20 to 25 minutes before we even saw a shark.
I agree
That's
with
true.
Reilly in the sense that I never felt real terror seeing the shark. I thought it looked cool, and I liked some of the shark just appeared, that's neat, but I never felt real terror. You liked it the best out of the three of us here. What were some of your favorite parts of the movie? I
mean, I found it really entertaining. I really just like watching Jason Statham doing his thing with the shark. Like whenever he would like run and do one of his like bravery dives into the water, that's really what I enjoyed the most. Once I saw the trailer and after I read the book, I realized very quickly, and then I looked at the IMDb cast list too, like for the names, and I was like, okay, half these characters aren't characters from the book. They changed a lot of it. But so I knew what I was going into. I was like, okay, if they're changing a lot of it, I'm just gonna go in for the ride. For the basis that this is a giant shark and there's Jonas Taylor trying to save the shark, or save the people from the shark and the damage it could do and all that stuff. So with Jason Statham at the helm of this movie, it's like I expect him to do all the bravery stuff, like go under the water, punch a shark in the mouth, you know, free dive and see how long he can hold his breath to save another human being. And I got all of that in this movie.
Turn
and
the sub
that's-
sideways
yeah,
to cut the shark's belly. And what
belly.
noise did it make?
Wait, what did I say?
Very accurate. That's exactly how it worked.
Because that's how I imagined it would do. So in all honesty, there's nothing like the book. Like if I had gone in expecting the Meg like the book, I would have been severely disappointed.
Okay,
But
that's
because
fair to
I
know.
think I kind of like realized it to myself. I was like, all right, this is going to be very different. Just go and have fun, enjoy a giant shark on the screen, and I did. I had fun with it.
See, I think the movie really starts to lose its way and its tone when there's some like funny lines early on that the audience is kind of laughing at, mostly provided by Rainn Wilson, which I was cool with initially because hey, I like having some funny jokes. Jurassic Park, great example. It's got a lot of funny stuff leading up there, and then it gets more and more serious as the sense of dread becomes more impending. So the shark comes up from underneath the marine layer and it's swimming around, and we realize we have a disaster on our hands. There's a beach not too far from here, and if the shark gets close up to the beach, we are all effed. It was at that point when we're chasing after the shark that I felt like the tone got a little too Sharknado-y, Geostormy for me because
Yeah.
I just never bought that you caught a shark, not the shark, a shark, and you're
Yes.
taking pictures next to it. It just felt... It felt hokey, and I felt like I was watching a movie at that point, which I know it's just a summer popcorn movie, but I think that it was just easier. It could have been easier to immerse us into the world as we get closer to the beach, and by the time Statham is, like you said, just glubbing the shark's gut and cutting it, and ultimately stabs it in the eye with the spear.
Oh, that was satisfying.
I felt bad for this animal. I was
did.
rooting for the animal
But at the
at
same
that
time,
point.
you know, he had to do what he had to do to save the people.
Yeah, I guess so. We saved Pippin the dog, you know?
Oh, Mike, we have to talk about the dog because in the trailer, they made it look like the dog definitely came out unscathed. It still did. But in the movie where it cut away and I was like, did the dog die? And immediately from that point on, I was like, the third act, I was like, I don't like this movie anymore.
Did you think the dog died?
I stopped having fun. I thought the dog died.
I did too for a while.
And
I
then
was okay with
it wasn't until the end where I was like, oh my God, okay, it lived.
I thought they took a chance. Like, wow, they killed Pippin because it wasn't the like friendliest dog. Did you think the dog actually perished in the shark's mouth?
I didn't care. I
care.
did. It was, you know, it
That's
was
a dog owner, folks. These are all dog owners.
Yeah, it's just the movie. I really wish they went with the tone of the book.
Yes.
Because the book and it feels like the filmmakers did not think that the actual premise would sustain a movie in the same kind of feeling like Jaws, something serious, something scary, funny moments, whatnot. Because that book really takes itself seriously, and that's what
Yeah.
I liked. And the science behind it, there was a great. That I felt the science just disappeared, and there was just in its place there's that fog, and that can go through there. But in the book, it's like there are two Megs, and one of them they catch down there, and then
No.
as they're bringing it up, the other Meg comes,
Yes.
starts eating it,
And it was
and then
encased
the
in its blood, so it was warm and it was able to break through
and
the cold
that
layer.
is a very filmic thing that you could have done. It could have been a very great visual.
Yeah.
And then that's why when I say the beginning, it was I literally am falling out because it didn't feel like this movie knew what it wanted to be. Is it a fun summer blockbuster? Is it a shark movie where there's some legitimate dread and what's in the water and scary?
Or is it Piranha 3 Double D?
Or
which
is it
your
Piranha-
side of that.
yes.
And I thought that it aired too much on that side.
exactly.
There's parts that I did, again, there's parts that I did like, and one of them, I always like when you have these movies where you see just how strong and smart whatever the creature that we have to defeat is, because when we get all the military and Rainn Wilson calls in all the special forces, and they think they have it, and they blow it up. The fact that the shark is underneath the whale and seeing them realize that it's a whale, I thought it could have been done better, but I was still cool with like what happened. I thought it was neat. And there are some cool scenes of seeing that, like seeing the shark swim underneath all these people on floats, and they're all screwed. But even then, by that point, I didn't care about any of the people.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I hate doing. I'm only going to do it once. I hate comparing any movie to Jaws because Jaws is just an impossible feat to equal. But I cared about everybody in Jaws, and that's why I wanted to see that shark go. And I usually root against humans in movies. I'm rooting for the humans in Jaws. I did not care about any of them or the relationships in this one.
You didn't care about the relationship? That was cute.
What, the kid and
Well, I thought,
Statham?
okay, the mother-daughter relationship with Lee being and
okay,
the girl who played the young girl. I thought it was cute, and I thought the beginning of like the Jonas Taylor and Sue-Ing's relationship was like really charming and cute. Also, like I feel like I really watched it from the mindset that this was also made for the international viewers in mind. And like, I know my dad was like texting me. He's like, "Am I gonna like this movie?" And I told him, I was like, "I think you're gonna love it."
I did
He lives
like
in
that.
Taiwan.
Yeah, I like the international flavor a lot. I think it
Yeah.
was smart of Skyscraper to do that, and I think it was smart of the Meg to do that. So the relationship didn't captivate me. I didn't hate it, but
Yeah.
and I think that if you're gonna have a relationship like in there, it should add to the stakes of us worrying about the safety of these people. And I never felt like I never felt like Statham or we were in real danger. I feel like they
Yeah.
were always gonna survive. But I think that if I had to jump into the water against the Meg, I think I'd do it because I like the science behind it. That it's you're just one little person.
Yeah.
You're just one little minnow, and the Meg's not even going to worry about you.
Is that what that movie said? I can't.
Yeah, because Jonas is like swimming around, and they're
I
like,
know
don't
he was
worry, the
swimming
Meg's not
around
going to
and-
see you. And I'm like, okay,
That's
well,
where it was
I'm
so
cool.
muddled for me. It was just
Yeah.
like I was really trying to follow the science, and then it was just like, because again, I think I'm unfair to the movie in that I'm looking at that book and I'm going like, come on.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it.
Nothing
So
like
I
it.
understand that, but yeah, some of the science was muddled for me. I was like, why can he? Wait, he can jump in there and he'll be okay. Wait, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. It just again, I think you made a great point, Ellis. You don't really care for any of the characters, and they do a Jaws reference with the boy on the raft. And I was really hoping he was eaten. I really wanted to see him get eaten.
Cynical, Reilly.
Because Jaws went there.
Jaws,
and
Yeah.
Jaws killed a kid and a dog.
yes, Jaws did it all.
Yeah.
And so I know that was the little nod to what came before it. But then it just got so, because there's so many people on that beach, by the time they realized there's a shark, I just was like, what's going on? It became something that was hard to follow.
I would
like this
say-
thing was scooping up people like it's an
Yeah.
ice cream cone. And
I would say that part was probably my least favorite because it didn't seem natural. It seemed very inserted, and that was like the last act where I was kind of hoping for a bloodbath. To be honest
Oh,
with
yeah.
you, like it's like open, like free bar for the megalodon, and it was really weird and really awkward when like half the people got away from the beach and they're having fun. They're on these like weird platforms and like all these like floaties and toys, and then just like everyone else who couldn't swim as well were like clumped together in all those like the rainbow, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Rainbow floaties, and they were just like waiting for the shark to come. I'm like, well, I mean, why would you be clumped? Like it was so obviously shot that they were just like placed there, like, okay, background, we're gonna have you here
Yeah.
for the next 7 hours, go.
Yeah.
And I was like, we could have blended that a little bit better. So that was, I had a really big problem with that part because it just seemed like somebody forgot to edit out the edges.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this about the Meg is that I feel like initially set up I did care about the characters more than I did at the end. I really cared about Statham's story. I liked Lee and her kid, and then it felt like by the time they were really getting together, it's like, oh, you're forcing this on me now. And while I might be rooting for the relationship to happen, I don't care about it in the context of this movie.
Yeah.
Like I like Statham's backstory that he like had this thing happen, this tragedy, and then he's just drinking in Shanghai. By the way, if
Yeah.
he's been drinking for that long, just on a boat doing nothing, he is in fantastic shape.
What's he drinking?
What is it? Yeah,
Like
what is
whatever it is, I want some.
it's like muscle
that's the
tonic
thing.
from a cartoon. He's
I mean,
just
I know
so
they're-
ripped.
I know there are B movies, and it's fun, and if you have fun, you have fun. But those are the leaps that this movie is making, where you're like, he's like, yeah, I haven't been able in like 6 months, but then he shows up and he's like. That scene where she walks in and he's just this specimen.
It's crazy.
Because it's Jason
glistening
Statham.
in
Do you
the-
expect anything less?
No, I don't expect anything less, but it's still, I just wish they found that balance.
Look, when I go on the road, if I have 3 IPAs in a night, the next morning I wake up and I look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yes.
And so it's not fair that Statham gets all the metabolism. Wendy and Reilly, I want to give you all the floor once more in the spoiler review to just give us kind of your closing statement. If this is the jury out here and you can spoil away, and then please close your statement with your schmo score. And again, we're going out of 5.
out of
Okay.
5, okay.
You can use decimal points to your heart's content.
All right. Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
No, you can go first. Ladies first.
Oh,
please.
thanks.
Yeah.
Also, the only one at the table that's
Classy, yeah.
like the movie. So, The Meg, while nothing like the book at all, and I really wish they would have taken the route of the book just a little bit more. I enjoyed it for what it was. I know going in, it was going to be Jason Statham doing Jason Statham things, punching a shark in the face, doing other things to the shark, destroying it, and just looking heroic. I had a lot of fun in this movie. I'm aware of the slower parts, and I feel like like this movie was very aware that it was made for the U.S. audience and catering to the international audience. So that's what was the product we got. I had a lot of fun watching it, despite what I felt about the third act with all the floaties and stuff like that. My schmo score is 3.5 out of 5 schmoes.
3.5 out of 5 schmoes. That is a fresh movie according to Rotten Tomatoes.
That
Reilly,
is.
are you going to go that high? We're about to find out.
Well, you know what? I was very excited for this movie leading up. Obviously, we love our shark movies. We love our sharks and all that jazz. And I knew going in, when you cast Jason Statham in a movie, and when I read the book, I should have known, okay? But I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I really wanted to enjoy it. I really wish they would have found that balance between the B movie maybe and the action and the fun and the summer popcorn flick. You brought up Piranha, the Piranha 3D. That's a good, that was where I landed, where I was like, I had fun with that movie. I had fun with that movie. And it was B movie to its core and knew what it wanted to be. And the Meg didn't. The Meg was all over the place. I really wish they could have either gone all in on the book, been serious, made you afraid to get in the water, made you afraid that, whoa, if one of these son of a bitches get out of there, I want to be scared like I was with Jaws. But again, that's the holy of holies. I can't mention Jaws. This didn't know what it wanted to be. It was all over the place. People were laughing at the wrong moments in my screening. I was too. I was just really disappointed. I do not believe it's a good movie. 2 out of 5.
Ooh.
Yeah, I gave it 2.5 out of 5 schmoes. And
Yeah.
let's get the camera on me here. Which one's there it is. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys this. I am a crusty old jackass, and I freely acknowledge that when it comes to shark movies. I want them to be serious. I want them to walk up there and be like, this is the scariest thing you've ever seen, and that's what I wanted for the Meg. Now, it didn't hit that tone. John Turteltaub directing it instead of Eli Roth, them wanting to go PG-13 instead of R. There's a number of reasons for it, and I get it. You want to make an international feeling blockbuster. I'm all for that. But you can still take it seriously, and you can still have a much better script than what you gave us. By the end of the movie, when Statham and Lee, they're riding around underwater, and we're thinking, are they going to survive? We already know they're going to survive. Is it neat to see Statham cut the belly of a shark and then stab it in the eye? It's okay, but by that time, I'm actually rooting for the monster.
Yep.
I want the monster to survive because I feel bad for it, because you basically swam into its home, woke it up, and then it just came out and is like, what the fuck? Did I need to get the paper? Is the mailbox
what am I
full?
doing?
What did you make me do this
Exactly.
for? The shark in Jaws went after people. The shark in Jaws, the revenge, went after people thousands of miles because it had ESP against the Brody family. That's not this shark. This shark's just a force of nature that you guys hurt, and I felt bad for it. I had some fun watching the Meg. I enjoyed some of the effects. Statham's cool. I think there's some talented actors and actresses in here. I just couldn't get on board with this movie. And a lot of people may think, oh, Mark, you just got your expectations too high. Maybe I did. That tends to happen when you get a 75-foot prehistoric shark. 2 out of 5. 2.5 out of 5.
2.5. Oh, I was going to say, yeah, join me.
So 3.5.
Join me in the
2.5.
evil. It's
I am
warm.
nowhere near as evil as the Sith Lord over here. He's just 2 out of 5 schmoes. I want to thank both y'all, though, for hopping on this review and helping me out. Wendy Lee, where can the kids find you when you're doing the Movie Couple channel and whatnot?
You can find me on the YouTube at the Movie Couple channel, and you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wendy Lee Szany.
All right, Mark Reilly, how about you?
At Reilly Around on Twitter and Instagram, and you'll get all my updates there, including the Reilly Roundtable and all my stuff here at Collider.
My name is Mark Ellis, and you guys can also check out our friends at Shudder, shudder.com/schmoes. Use the schmoes password when you go to shudder.com. It's a really sweet horror streaming service. You guys can check out all the latest thrillers, genre kind of movies. They have original content as well, some shows that have behind-the-scenes stuff, as well as their own creative content. And Shudder has a great library of horror classics and newer things that you are going to love. Once again, you get a free 30-day trial when you use our promo code SCHMOES. So just go to the link in this vid's description for Shudder.com. And on a personal note, I want to thank everybody on behalf of Christian Harloff, who is currently in Florida dealing with a family tragedy. All of our best wishes go to the Harloff family, and I know that he really appreciates all the support that y'all have given him. We also have the link to Christian's GoFundMe in this vid's description as well. Thank you guys for your support and respecting his privacy at this time, and he'll be back. And we'll be back very soon, probably next week, or maybe even earlier than that, when Dorian Parks and I review Black Klansman. Stay tuned for that. Oh, and then over here you have the Harloff and Ellis show, and then you have our latest movie review. Then over here you can check out the YouTube channel and maybe T-shirts. I'm not sure what's there, but something is.